Hello, boys and girls. This is our story time for the boys and girls at Boyle Road and at Terryville Road. I have a great story today. I haven't read it before. Maybe some of you have. It's called Memoirs of a Goldfish. You know what a memoir is? It's like a diary. Reflect thoughts about your life, stuff that happened. It's a you can see the word memory is in there, right? So you could even say memories of a goldfish, but it's French, memoir. Memoirs of a Goldfish by Devin Cillian and illustrated by Tim Bowers. Bowers. Here we go. Memoirs of a Goldfish. And it says, this is a dedication, which is nice. To my beautiful Guppies, Griffin, Quinn, Madison, and Christian, who gave me the idea for this story. To my good friend, Stuart Thomas. Lots of times authors will write a dedication at the front of a book to people who are special. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold that thought, Dr. Rella. Where are we? Not a big stretch to say we're in a library, but what library are we in? I bet you the boys and girls, I'll give you a hint. I bet you the boys and girls at Terryville know what library we're in, because a few years ago, they were in this library. And for those that, we're in the Clinton Avenue Elementary School Library today, and I want to thank everybody at Clinton Avenue here, Ms. Bifalco, and everybody for making me feel very welcome here. I like libraries. I like to be around books. I feel smarter when I'm around them. Okay, so this is Memoirs of a Goldfish, and he's doing this, looks like chronologically. Day 1, I swam around my bowl. Day 2, I swam around my bowl twice. Day 3, I swam around my bowl. I thought about taking a nap, but fish don't sleep. So I swam around my bowl. I think fish secretly sleep. I'll find out one day. I want to go down there, dive down there and hide. Day 4, I got some company today. I don't like the looks of him one bit. He doesn't say anything. He just bubbles. You ever see those things you can put in a fish tank that just bubble? Well, this is a diver. The goldfish doesn't look too happy about it, or at least he hasn't made up his mind yet whether he likes this guy or not. Day 5, Mr. Bubbles still hasn't said a word. He just looks at me. I said hello today, and he said glug, 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 glug. Creepy. Day 6. Today, my bowl looks like a garden. There's a bunch of new plants in here now. I guess I'll have to water them. Great. Day 7. Mr. Bubbles and I have company. He's a snail. Mervin, and he likes to eat the slime off the inside of the bowl. That's what snails do. They clean up a fish tank. Day 8. Things are getting very crowded. While watering the plants, I met a crab named Fred. I offered him my fin, and he nearly cut it off. Even Mr. Bubbles is afraid of him. Fred says I should stay on my side of the bowl. Look, I said, the whole bowl is my side of the bowl. He snapped his claw, and Mervin fainted. I got to get out of here. What's going on with the bowl? Look at this. Day 9, that does it. My bowl now contains a sunken pirate ship, 2 guppies named Rhoda and Clark, and an angelfish named Cha-Cha, who says she's from Hollywood. I can't turn around without bumping into someone. At least Mervyn is happy. There's more gunk on the side of the bowl every day. Look at how many things are in this poor bowl. Day 10. This is ridiculous. I was trying to find room for a swim today when Rhoda and Clark told me they're going to have babies soon. Like there's room for that. Fred knocked Mr. Bubbles over, and he became tangled in the plants. Cha-Cha said she couldn't help with Mr. Bubbles, but needed me to apply her sunscreen. The sides of the bowl are covered in slime, and Mervyn says he's too full to eat anymore. Yuck. Day 11. I'm a nervous wreck. Trying to avoid Fred, I turned around quickly this morning and came face to face with my reflection in a mirror. I nearly jumped out of my gills. I don't even like myself anymore. I need to relax. Day 12. I've had it. Rhoda and Clark were racing around the bowl. Fred was fighting with Mr. Bubbles. Mervyn kept belching, and Cha-Cha told me I was standing in her light. I just lost it. This is my bowl, I screamed. I want my bowl back. Day 13. Today I got my wish, sort of. With a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, I was suddenly in a very tiny bowl of clear, pure water. It was small, but it was all mine. It was heavenly. I swam around my new bowl twice. But I started to wonder, what happened to everyone? When I last saw Mr. Bubbles, he was tangled in green. Who would help him? Poor Mervyn was probably sick as a dogfish. He needs me. Cha-Cha will get a sunburn without me around. What about Rhoda and Clark? Did Rhoda have her baby guppies? There are probably 1,000 of them. They need me to make guppy bottles and change guppy diapers. Even Fred needs me. I'm the only one who can really talk to that crazy crab. Have they ever noticed I'm gone? Have they even noticed I'm gone? Does anyone miss me? I started to cry, and that's not easy for a fish to do. Poor goldfish. Day 14. After a long, sad night, there was a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, and I was suddenly sprayed in the face by Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles gurgled happily, a happy tune. Rhoda and Clark raced by me like two speedboats, followed by 12 of the cutest baby guppies you've ever seen. Mervyn waved his tail at me from the nice clean glass of our enormous tank. Cha-Cha sat beneath an umbrella. I think even Fred missed me. We were all back together, and I looked around and realized I was part of a big family. I guess I must have smiled because Clark said, "You look happy." I wanted to see for myself. "Where's the mirror?" I asked. "What mirror?" asked Clark. "We don't have a mirror," said Fred. "No mirror? No wonder I didn't look like myself. It wasn't me I was seeing. Her name is Gracie, and she's the color of a fresh tangerine. She's a Pisces just like me, and today we're going to swim around the tank together." Twice. That's a great story. Now, there's some truth in that story. You can't overcrowd a fish tank because it will make the fish won't have enough room to survive. And whoever was the person in the story, he knew that, so he took the goldfish out. He probably took other fish out too and put them in separate bowls until he had a chance to set up a new, bigger tank. And guppies do have babies, and they're live when they're born. They're not eggs. Some fish lay eggs, but guppies are what they call live bearers, and they have babies that come out, little tiny babies. And then they hide in the plants until they get big enough, and then they swim all together, a whole school of them. It's really cool. Some stories that are just appear to be just fun can teach us some things. You should always be ready to learn something new. I learned something new. Don't put a crab in the tank because he's going to bite everybody. Or maybe he thinks it's lunch. I want you to have a great day. I'll be back next week with more stories. Bye-bye, boys and girls.